So one way we can work on kind of an isometric contraction into the lateral hip, glute med, a little bit of glute max, is we can go into what's called a quadruped position, so all fours. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do this. We'll start with what I would consider maybe the hardest part, and then I'll show you transitions back into making it a little bit easier for you if you're having a hard time. So I'm going to go on all fours, and I'm going to match my knees with my hands. So I'm going to go just maybe a little bit beyond shoulder width here. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to take it straight out so that it's in line with my left knee. It's going to look just like this. Okay? So this looks a lot like a groin mobilization that I typically give people to do, where they kind of rock back. What I'm going to do here, however, is I'm going to take my left hand, take it out, and then I'm going to try to lift my right leg off the ground. It's going to look like this. And hold, 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 hold for about 3 to 5 seconds. And then you would repeat that activity, or that movement. Ways to make this easier here. A couple different things. I typically say use a pad to prop your knee up on. So I'm going to get in the same position here. I'm going to take my left hand up, and you'll notice that I can lift that a lot higher. Okay? We obviously don't want to shift too much, and we don't want to turn, because that takes away the main work that we're trying to achieve here in the lateral part of the hip. Okay? Another way we can make this a little bit easier is I can also be a little bit closer with my knees, and that gives me a firmer base of support. Okay? You kind of notice the higher I try to lift, the more I want to do this. I want to try to limit that rotation as much as possible. Okay? The last way that you can do this is you can make it an actual dynamic movement. So what I mean by that is, I'll put this pad back, and I'm going to be on all fours. I'm going to lift my right leg up, straighten it out, bring it to the side, hold, 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 down, up, swing it back around, and down. So you're still holding for that 3 to 5 seconds. We're just moving it in a larger plane of motion. So it's moving up into extension, and then swings out into what would be considered like abduction, and straightening out the knee, just like how we showed it originally.